Mentor, meet Grand Marshal Corrigan. He's a dick. Let's kill him. Ooh. I see what you mean by Trench Town now. I didn't really think about what it meant. I don't think I'm going to like this place. I want to go to the forest. Sounds pretty. We've been there before and it was pretty. What did you do?
Tried so hard to never see this place again.
Hey, keep your trap shut.
Where do I find this Corrigan?
The big bunker. I'll let him know you're coming, though your kind's pretty hard to miss.
I don't glow unless I want to. Good God, is it a constant war zone here? Would explain the need for the trenches. Okay. Do we still not have this? Oh, we need to go back to the bloody place. What is this? This is a shop? Hi, Rough Pavlo. How you doing?
Beg your tolerance.
I don't actually need anything you sell, or at least I can't be bothered to get anything you sell. I was just kind of saying hi. Hi. Ooh, some lore. Let me just take the long way to get to you.
There's some notes here.
Come on, cycle through. Cycle through. I will find it manually. Gosh darn it. Oh, 3 things to read. So this is Corrigan. Victor Corrigan. Oh, look at his little man bun. Bless his soul. Oh, Grand Marshal Trenchtown. Trenchtown. I'd say you always have a home here, Altered, but I don't think you'll be coming back alive. Ooh. It's not very nice. Grand Marshal of Trenchtown, Victor Corrigan's a powerful military leader and industrial titan. It seems to be slowly losing his mind. Great, another one. Is he imbibing on the sawdust a little too much? Respected once, his growing paranoia has apparently convinced him he can't trust anyone or let his guard down. He rules Trenchtown with an iron fist alongside Marshal Bailey, his right-hand woman, whom he also probably doesn't trust. Corrigan came to Enoch as a young man, the son of an important structural engineer who was responsible for the construction of the industrial zone. His father was killed there, along with thousands of workers, when the engine's meltdown blasted radiation throughout the area. It's expected. Young Victor joined refugees from the industrial zone who stayed to build an independent outpost. Over time, he grew to become its leader, and eventually declared himself an independent Grand Marshal. For years, he has controlled all mining in the quarry and passage beyond it to the forest. It wasn't until several years later that he aligned himself with Shira Goodman, bringing Trenchtown into the ECA's fold. What drives Corrigan is his paranoia that his fellow Grand Marshal, Shira Goodman, is working to depose him. Your journey through Trenchtown, on an undefined mission for Goodman, will surely only exacerbate his suspicions. Yeah, well, his precious sensibilities are not my problem. Trenchtown, led by Grand Marshal Corrigan. Oh wow, that place looks like a freaking fortified citadel or something. Look at it. The town lives up to its name. Built after the war began as an outpost inside a network of trenches, Trenchtown secures the ECA's northeastern territory. Trenchtown itself is so close to the front line, it's practically a part of it, and for the soldiers and their families that were sent there, it exists because they had no choice but to turn the battlefield into their home. Over the years, little of the original outpost remains, but the network of trenches and bunkers. Conditions are harsh on the surface, with constant bombardment affording its residents little space to breathe. This predicament drove many people to seek shelter by digging deeper, extending the floor of the trenches underground. Flooding is common, and trench foot has become a rite of passage. Oh dear. Do these gaps mean I've missed things? World and Anarchy, fragments of an old newspaper article, year 2065. As life on Earth became even more perilous and governments could no longer conceal the knowledge of the coming end, order around the world began to rapidly deteriorate. Over the course of the last 20 years, countries that already existed in precarious positions fell to military coups, civilian insurrections, or collapsed entirely. Some ended up being governed by nothing but a dozen criminal gangs fighting over turf that looked less like street corners and dark alleys and more like countries and municipalities. Others were invaded by neighbouring countries, taken advantage of by enemies that had coveted their lands for decades, or even by long-standing allies who could not afford the chaos bleeding into their own borders. The world's powers that contributed to the SM Flores weren't particularly concerned with the welfare of those nations that suffered the most. Whatever happened on Earth would soon be in the past. Their priority was the acquisition of resources that would be funneled towards the construction of their ship. They did not care whether they had to deal with despots or mass-murdering regimes. In fact, it was often easier to extract resources from a region governed by a dictator than from a democratically ruled one. All they had to do was bribe the dictator by promising them a seat on the Flores. Did they actually go through with that promise, or was it just a false bribe? I don't know. Though, yeah, does this mean I've missed all these ones in between? It's kind of sad if I have. There's not that many left. Kind of. Ah, look how big the place is beyond the forest. Yes. Still heaps of the game to go. Look at this. It tells me that there's going to be a lot of creatures out there. See, not many characters. There's going to be lots of creatures. Booyah! Okay, yeah, hold on. I actually need water. I've been deprived for a bit. I can suffer the deprivation no longer. Alright. Where are we going? So do we want to start Mentor, or do we want to do... Oh, wow. The side quest first. This place is either really big or really small. My vote isn't really small. Oh dear. Shall we start with this tragedy?
Outrider. Who did
You're very
this to you?
scrawny. You've been tortured for a long time.
Looks like a goodbye letter. Zahidi, I found an outrider. He was hanged. He left a goodbye letter. It says something about a secret outrider
Ooh.
enclave. He had a key to it, and he gave it to a girl named Lucy.
Lucy? From Trenchtown?
You know her?
Well, not exactly. I mean, no. Why, do you?
I think I know where to begin
kind of
searching.
This is a bit awkward. Oh, okay. Do we not get to read the letter? Isn't a letter for us to... Yeah, Misk. Here we go. Hanged Man's Letter. From Boris to Lucy. God. Boris, what kind of a name is that? Dearest Lucy, I've gambled away my last coin and a few more than that, and made the mistake of bragging that I was once an outrider. I don't know how much longer I have until those bastards find me. At least, this miserable life will finally be over. But I can't die without telling you why I gave you that gift, why I entrusted you with that goddamn key. It opens a hatch, hidden in the quarry, and beneath it, a secret kept by the last of us outriders far too many fucking years. I devoted too much of my life to guarding that godforsaken hole in the ground. At first, I thought maybe getting outside, just one breath of fresh air after so long underground, could get it out of my system. But daylight only made it worse. The warmth on my skin. I'd built my own prison and let those fuckers convince me it was our mission as outriders to give ourselves a life sentence. I made it to a town that didn't resemble anything like the outpost I remembered. But neither did my pale, flabby, grey-haired appearance resemble the man who had last been here 30 years ago. I'd brought some items with me to barter for a warm meal and, maybe, other services. And that's when I met you. I figured you was a prostitute, by the way. Oh, Lucy, you were so fresh and new and didn't look at me like I was part of the furniture. I realized I'd been dreaming about you for years. Your skin, your smell, your taste, your lush red dress, that mysterious locket hanging from a velvet choker tight to your throat. Lucy, you ruined me for staying in that bunker for any more of my sad, sorry life. I know now. I hadn't been longing for Sarah all this time. I've been longing to feel something, anything again. This is the third Sarah we've come across, unless this is Sarah Tanner. So take the key. For me, again, where is Sarah, by the way? We've still not come across her yet. So take the key. For me, it's a burden. But to you, it'll be worth a fortune. You bring this key to the right people in the ECA. You tell them about the Outriders hidden. There are Outriders down there? Beneath that hatch. And believe me, those people will make you rich beyond your imagination. Love, Boris. Ooh, we may just find these bloody Outriders. Find Lucy and ask about the Outriders hatch. I still say she's a prostitute. Probably shouldn't be sprinting through this new zone.
They're not even aiming the damnation missiles.
What's this about damnation missiles? The fuck are you lot doing? If I could punch you, I swear to God I would.
Where'd you get the cool gun?
I found it. No, I want the... Collect. She's definitely a hooker.
Looks like some old...
Lucy's private letter. Dear Cecilia, Your mother says you're looking for tips and such on making in my line of work. Well, my first advice is make sure you really want it. Lots of days you'll wish you was on the front squatting in mud instead. But if you think you got the stomach for it, then it comes down to strategies. Oh my. The faster you learn to size a man up, the quicker you know what version of you to play. It's all an act. Trust me on this one. The key is deciding whether the client's a long-term investment or someone you're taking for all they're worth. They're easy to string along, desperate and not so smart. Or maybe they just make you feel nice and pretty. Then make sure they come back. They're some ugly piece of shit pretending they own you. Rob them blind while their breeches are hanging around their ankles, then report them to Marshal Bailey for taking longer than they earned. She'll make quick work of the fucker. It's as much a sense as it is a skill. Reckoning how much trouble a John's worth. And you ain't gonna learn overnight. Some days it'll be all kinds of bad. But once you figure out how to read 'em, you'll never have to worry about fighting on the front ever again. You know where to find me, love. Lucy. Oh well, at least she's been smart about how to teach the new generation of hookers. Oh, this is the hooker district. Oh my.
I don't want more trouble.
I'm not going to hurt you. Did something happen?
I'm altered. You all look the same to me. He tore down the door and he carried my friend Monique away. Fucking altered. Just take whatever they want.
Do I have to go find Monique first?
I'm not like that.
Really? Could you find her for me?
But I'm here to talk about Boris.
I'm Lucy. I'd make it worth your while.
You're really not my type. You look exhausted. Where did he take your friend?
You see which way they went?
He dragged Monique towards the wreckage zone. I don't want to think what's happened to her.
She dead. Or wish she was.
You're Lucy? You know anything about some guy living in a hatch with a outrider symbol?
Outrider. Yeah, I remember the guy. He left me with something.
It was really
The
quite
key,
memorable.
The
to
outrider
her.
symbol on it. Tell you what.
You find Monique for me, I'll give you the
find
key.
Monique for me, and it's yours.
God, I don't want to hook up with that. That looks just like a train wreck.
God knows what that all
Yeah, I'm going alright.
It seems I need to help this lady if I'm gonna get my
Oh, we're going
hands
back this
on that
way.
outrider's key.
Okie dokie, prostitute. She didn't. Oh, right. Her name is there. I was like, is that just her name? What? No, it's up there. Yeah, okay. He just walked in here and carried Monique away. Didn't even try to stop him. Fucking altered. Think they own the place. A prostitute in Trench Town's brothel. That's a brothel? Ugh, standards are slipping. Lucy was clearly shaken by her encounter with the altered that abducted her friend, Monique. Warm, smart, and seductive. I found her neither warm, nor smart, nor seductive. She was actually quite repulsive. This picture actually has her in a much better light than she was in person. Ugh. Lucy is very talented at her line of work, capable of giving her clients genuine human connection and a few moments of respite from the horrors of war. And in return, she is saved from ever experiencing those horrors for herself. Prostitution is legal in Trenchtown, and in fact, there's a special ticketing system in place. Time with Lucy and her fellow providers is a reward earned by actions on the front. Of course, there's an entire black market, for soldiers trading food and other goods for time with the girls, but they must be careful not to get caught or sold out to one of Corrigan's many spies. Prostitution has become one of the most sought-after professions in Trenchtown, as it affords the workers exemption from fighting in the front line, but not everyone can just declare themselves a prostitute. The number of workers is carefully controlled by Bailey and the other marshals of Trenchtown. Wow. It's a very sophisticated system. That's your brothel. Righty. Ugh.
You said you'd find Monique.
That...
Can't
Oh,
you
shut
please
up.
find her?
Yeah, that place looks horrible. Monique! Here to help you, even though I'm probably going to kill you to save you. Why are we talking to Jakob? Oh, is he taking us to the wreckage zone? I see. Time to go prep the truck. I don't know what that is. What? Oh my god, it goes so far. Where are we going? We do need to go back there. Why am I speaking to him? How do I get to wreckage zone? Huh? I don't understand. Tab. Is there something I missed? No, there really isn't. What? Google. I don't even know what this quest is called.
Yeah, I know.
The Outriders
I took
Legacy.
a lot of crap about Shira, but she does have one thing going for her. She's not as crazy
Yeah,
as Cora.
yeah. Outriders Legacy quest. That's not what I want.
Hey, boss. If
Hanged
memory serves, there's a
man's
nice joint
leisure.
with some good tale around the
Oh,
corner.
whatever.
Tell him Picasso sends his regards.
Find hanged man's letter. This is available much later after advancing the story.
This place already
Oh,
stunk.
so maybe I can't do it now. Is that what you're telling me?
But on Enoch, nothing's ever as bad as it could get.
The average of the circus it does narration trench after advancing through the story. There's a corpse hanging, interacted to get a letter, blah blah blah. When there's no more path to show, it means you must talk to the driver to travel to another region. The one region that is relevant for the next objective is highlighted in yellow on the world map. Could you be more bloody specific? I'm going to assume I need to get the wrecked zone first. Before I can do this. The Outriders' Legacy. Okay, well, fuck. I think I need another. Outriders Wreckage Zone is one of the locations in Enoch. Okay, I think I just need to continue. It must be the next section before the forest? Question mark? Do I have some more information about this? No, I really don't. Images. I can't read that. Yeah, okay, the wreckage zone is back from Trenchtown. It's sort of, you turn right to go into Trenchtown. If you kept going straight on the road, you'd find the wreckage zone. I'm going to assume I get there by continuing the main quest, and that's why they want me to speak with Jakub, because I need to keep going with the main quest in order to get there. So, we will backtrack and start Mentor now. BRB. Unless I've just missed it. Yeah, it's meant to be here. You continue along this road and it's up here somewhere. So yeah, I just definitely can't get there. So, let's go do this. Let's go meet the Grand Marshal. Go away. Better not sprint. We haven't been this way before.
It's too much.
God, she's assumed to the fetal position. That is not good. Okay, we've got South person there. Are there fights down here? What's happening? No idea what's going on over there. I'm going to get this law. Peace negotiations.
It's here.
2160. More and more individuals with unnatural powers began to emerge among the insurgents. No more than can be counted with two hands, yet their power was enough to turn the tide of the war. These godlike beings seemed to shed their former selves, adopting a new title, the Altered. The comparisons between the anomaly's effects and the Altered's powers were evident. Individual Altered displayed different capabilities. Some were able to conjure fire out of thin air. Some could heal mortal wounds in a second. Others could manipulate gravity. As the insurgency grew more and more dangerous, the ECA finally made panicked attempts to broker peace. As a display of good faith, the insurgent leadership was allowed inside Rift Town to meet with the President Bruno Nyberg, along with other top-ranking officials of the ECA. They found to see that the insurgents had no interest in peace. They were out for blood. Talk about being blind. Hidden among the insurgent delegation, the first Altered sprang forth and assassinated the president and his officials in a bloody second. The signal was given and a full-scale attack on Rift Town was launched. In all the chaos, it seemed the ECA had finally met its end. Until a soldier of the ECA stood up to face the first Altered, revealing powers he had managed to keep hidden until then. His name was Seth. Seth! Nice work, Seth. He was the first Altered on the ECA's side. He single-handedly repelled the insurgent attack. Rift Town was saved, and the insurgents' advantage was short-lived. Soon enough, more Altered began emerging on the ECA side, but not quite balancing the odds. With most of the ECA's officials dead, the ECA had a few candidates left to lead the organisation. Once Million engineer, Shira Goodman, who had lost her eye in the first Altered's attack, was thrust into the role of Grand Marshal and given control of Rift Town. That's how she lost her eye! Did we already know that? If we knew that, I certainly didn't remember it. Alrighty. Okay, well... Gonna go back up and see if we can go around. Because I want no part of whatever's going on over there.
Mind if I join?
No, Jakob. I need you here, guarding the trucks.
Right, because an old drunk is really gonna scare a bunch of gun-toting
Isn't that just back at the
truck
brothel?
thieves away.
We just did one big U-turn?
I can't let you pass.
Try and stop me.
What do we
The
have
formation of the insurgents. Yay, the small one! 2160! As the insurgents' cause seemed all but lost, the ECA was about to be greeted with another ugly surprise. For the first time, a leader appeared among the insurgents who was able to unite the disparate groups into one. This new warlord was rumored to control strange and unnatural powers. He was the first to be called Altered. He launched an all-out assault against an establishment he perceived had betrayed him, marching with the insurgent mob as it flooded the city, leading to a bloodbath. Those among the ECA that hadn't yet escaped to Rift Town were slaughtered. The insurgents took control over the first city and declared war on the ECA. Ooh, side quest! Hello. Greybeard, I will return to you anon. I'd like to get to the wreckage zone first, if I'm going to be honest with you. Hi.
I realized I'm not even noticing bombs
Hello?
and missiles going off anymore.
Corrigan's... It is a citadel! I used that word because it looked like one. I didn't mean to be correct. Oh yeah, the man bun. Forgot about the man bun. You look like, Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5.
So, this is Gutman's new Altered. She sent you to intimidate me?
Aren't you both on the same side?
Today?
I just need passage through your minefield. I don't want to waste my
Your
time.
prisoner. What did you do?
Bruh. Should have stayed in the truck.
My fortune teller
Fortune
predicted
teller?
victory,
Oh, she's the fortune teller.
and my men walked into an ambush.
I told you what you wanted to hear. I can't force the fucking visions! I've told you
Sick of your bullshit! We fight tomorrow with no Altered at our side.
You've got serious issues.
You have an Altered right here.
I'm not fighting these freaking battles.
You'll fight with his men
No.
tomorrow, yeah? Just let the girl go.
Hold on.
I don't have time for this.
I'm
Who
really
the hell
shiny
is
and
she to you?
reflective.
She's like some kind of daughter to me.
Hold on. You had a daughter?
Maybe more like I was screwing her mom for a couple of years,
Nyeh.
maybe her aunt. Facts are blurry.
I like this arrangement very much.
I'm gonna kill you.
They want the passage east and the witch.
I'm gonna kill you real slowly.
You would take Seth's place
Seth?
in
Oh,
battle?
he's got his own problem.
Wait. Seth is here?
No.
The Great Altered was last seen out in the wreckage zone, hunting one of
I know
your
that.
kind.
Then I'll go find him.
You do that. The assault's tomorrow at dawn. If I'm to give up my oracle, I expect to see one of you back here, or our deal is...
Yeah.
Hey,
Position of power, not letting him finish his
Thank you.
sentence.
Leave the truck again. And I'll follow.
Ah, he's been told. Okay. Wreckage zone.
My altered friend. So, you decided to follow Seth into the ruins of the
Yep.
old industrial zone. I used
Way
to
back.
be in charge of that place.
And? You want it back or something?
Back in the day, it was the heart of our
What's with
industry.
all the yellow?
Right up until the anomaly fried all our tech.
Then that engine exploded in our faces and irradiated the area for good measure. It was mayhem. I dragged those people out of there. I saved them. I created this town. I could use an accomplice.
Oh.
Think about it.
There's nothing to think about.
I wasn't expecting this. I'm just trying to follow the symbol.
You always think they gotta run out of missiles one day.
What? Noah Dembiel.
You like the decor? Maybe someday your work can hang on this wall.
This is a nice place you're going. I'm really impressed, actually. This is fantastic. Why am I here? Noah? Jesus, the scars on this man.
I didn't order anything.
Only thing we serve. You look like you need it.
Yep.
If you're here to shop, feel free to browse my goods.
This planet didn't always have creatures like this. Used to be beasts I had to run after just to catch them.
Now people mostly run from them. If they're lucky.
What happened to these beasts?
Some kind of upheaval of their souls. Every time I go out there, those critters get fiercer and more aggressive. Like something's been pumping them full of anger. And not just the creatures, the whole goddamn planet. What I've seen of it.
But why?
If you ask me, it's as if the planet.
That's what I said. We triggered it when we landed because
we don't
it doesn't appreciate the invasion. I like you, Noah. Bit of awkward silence there.
Hope you gave the other guy worse.
I did. It was no man gave me this.
I had thought it was the creature.
Impressive.
Well, there's plenty more devils like him on this godforsaken planet. And I like decorating my walls. I can make every bring back to me.
This is why I met you before I went out to the forest.
Why don't you just point me to the closest creature that needs some killing?
I like you.
It may look like where monsters come to die, but it's really where monster hunters come to
That's
get
what
paid.
I figured after that last comment. Let's read about you first. Trophy collector, Noah Dembiel. If you're gonna hunt down a beast, you gotta think like a beast. A former monster hunter, Noah Dembiel runs the bar in Trenchtown, decorated with the heads of the many deadly creatures he's bested. Do you have a name for your bar, by the way? No? Okay. He bears extensive injuries from his numerous encounters, including a scar across his face that nearly took his eye with it. Once a big rig mechanic in the Florida Panhandle, with a string of ex-wives, Noah had a penchant for heavy drinking that often ended with him heading out into the swamps with a shotgun in the middle of the night to stalk big-ass crocodiles. Wait, they have crocodiles in Florida? I thought they had alligator. Do they have crocodiles? Don't know, not my country. He lost a few toes to one of them and got tossed in jail a couple times, but illegal high-risk hunting always helped to relieve his aggression. He came to Enoch as a systems engineer. Really? Really? Oh, I guess it takes all kinds. But found himself with nothing to do once the systems all permanently crashed. He barely survived the engine meltdown in the industrial zone and starved with the masses for years, before he finally headed... I did read that correctly. It is actually incorrect. Before he finally headed out for another hunt late one night, and hell yeah, did he get his mojo back. For years, he was hunting prey and bringing back meat for the people. When he finally met a monster he couldn't beat and was too injured to head on out, he decided to finally cash out and set up a bar. He stayed in the hunting business by offering rewards and is known to pay handsomely for trophies. Noah's always looking for brave hunters to bring back heads from the deadliest creatures on Enoch. But you'll do. Aww. I like him. Yeah, tell us about Chana Takeuchi. She does not look Japanese. Anomaly Oracle. Born on the day the first anomaly storm struck the colony. Oh, wow. Okay, how auspicious. Chana is a true child of Enoch. She grew up in the dark, muddy alleyways of Rift Town, and it was all she ever knew until she ran away to start a new life. Willing to do whatever it took to survive, she unwittingly built a reputation as a fortune teller, with her prophecies reaching an uncanny degree of accuracy. Word of her abilities spread until she found herself trapped under Grand Marshal Corrigan, who exploits her visions to gain advantage in the war with the insurgents. Chana believes her visions are genuine, an ability she was cursed with by an anomaly storm. She can't control her visions, and each one leaves her feeling tortured and scared. No longer willing to suffer under Corrigan, she tried to escape, but was caught by Marshal Bailey at Dead Rock Pass and brought back to Trench Town with your help. After Chana's barbed exchange with Jakob, you started to suspect there was history between them. Your suspicion was confirmed when Jakob tried to bargain with Corrigan for her release, on your behalf, claiming Chana is some kind of daughter. But the strangest thing of all is, you've seen Chana before, when Shira placed you in cryo. A vision of your own. Oh god. Do I have to go back and watch my own episode? I don't remember. I knew that Olivia had a moment. She recognized Chana, but I couldn't figure out how, because Chana was obviously from Enoch, especially when Jakob explained. It's like, well, you don't know her, but you seem like you do know her. This explains it, but what was the vision? Oh, she talks to you. Yeah. There was that strange scene that it seemed like a woman was narrating, and then she turns and looks at you, and it's like, who are you? Right. I have to go back and listen to what she said, because I have no idea what she said. Wow. I will have to investigate. What other options do we have, Noah?
Wanna try the new blend?
Absolutely.
Call it the liver spinner.
Ew. Okay, what are you selling? He sells firearms. That's he offers resources. Oh. I have got a surplus at the moment, but I know where to come when I need some. I have more scraps than I require. Scraps than I require. Wow, I have so much crap. Oh, that's pretty. That's real. Level 2. Bruh, I don't have. I'm not at that level just yet. Not just yet. Give me some time. And then what's over here?
Give me the good stuff.
Victorious warriors win first and then go to war,
Udio.
while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Brilliant.
I thought you were like a sniper, but it sounds like you're trying to have a sermon to literally nobody.
People here seem to give you lots of room.
What can I say? They're happy to slaughter each other all day. As soon as Uchiho makes a business of it, their sensibilities are offended.
He's a mercenary.
What exactly is your business?
Weirdly loud, and he was weirdly quiet.
Certain mercenary services. I hand out contracts for players on the opposite field no one else seems able to take down. Snipers, captains.
So they're both side quest material, I guess. Or not even that.
You seem like the type who could handle a more challenging mark.
You're funny.
Would you be interested in filling your pocket with a small sniper?
I don't need money or resources. I seem to have a surplus of both because I'm too lazy to constantly upgrade my shit. People here seem accustomed to the constant bombardment.
Those shells raining down seem to
I
be a
didn't even
permanent
answer the question,
fixture
but okay.
around here.
The launcher's quite inaccurate, but when it hits, and it always hits something. There's a reason the missiles are called Damnation. The insurgents must have sent a suicide squad into the wreckage zone to get it so close to us.
Suicide squad?
The zone's in irradiated
Oh
hell.
God.
Volunteers on
I volunteer tribute.
but there is a sizable
I need to go there anyway.
Sounds crazy.
I'm in.
Good thing I like crazy.
I love this woman. She's fantastic. Okay, was there a third?
Give me the good stuff.
Oh, the book. But the book is back in Rift Town with Madame Beauvoir. Unless there's one here as well. I don't think there would be. Flip. Alright. This is the way we go to find Jakob. Hey, we made it. I got so lost. It was tragic. Truly tragic. Alrighty, we have a shit ton of quests to do while we're out there. I probably should get off. But I want to go to the wreckage zone.